Good morning. I apologize. Just as I was about to speak, something went right down into my throat. I'm going to pretend it wasn't a bug. Good morning. It is Monday. It is 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Um, it is a beautiful, beautiful summer day. And I am live outside for the first time, I think, in a long time, but for the first time ever, I'm outside and I'm not home. And I have been living the life this week of a vagabond. And I'm perfect. I've been so deliciously happy being a vagabond all week long. It started last week when I went away to Maine. Um, and I mean, aside from like one or two nights, I haven't been home since. It's actually very, very cool. And there's a vagabond. One of my primary archetypes is vagabond. And I put that in my first chakra, which is home and root and tribe and family. And when I put it there originally, it was because I had moved, I don't know, probably 30 or 35 times in my lifetime. And I don't necessarily ever live any place permanent. So I always assumed that vagabond was because I move all the time. But what I have figured out in the intervening time since is that not only do I move all the time, but I'm pretty much at home anywhere. And I have many different tribes and they all come from different walks of life, and I'm wherever I am, there's a tribe. And that's also part of the vagabond. And so this week, allowing my vagabond her freedom has been really delightful. As we're adults, I have a kid, there's responsibilities and a business and career. All of that stuff keep me home. So when I do get to allow my vagabond the chance to explore, it's wonderful. And for a long time, that vagabond was an escape artist. Like I would just be like, oh no, I'm out of here, and I would move or I would change locations or whatever because where I was no longer served me, or it was a way to not commit. It was a way to blow shit up so that I didn't have to deal with shit. So for a long, long, long time, my vagabond was a defense for sure. So it's also very cool to have noticed this week that my vagabond wasn't a defense. I wasn't escaping anything. I was just really enjoying spending time with friends and family. I went to Katie's gig last weekend. I went and visited some dear friends on Wednesday and Thursday. We did our book launch all together, and that was fun. I came home. I went to Katie's gig on Friday. Lily stayed with me for a little while. Then I came to visit Patty, and we've just had a lovely weekend. And I'm not escaping anything. I'm just really enjoying being free, and also having created for myself this lifestyle that allows me to work from wherever. So it's wonderful. Anyway, what I wanted to talk to you today about is it is the 4th of July. And I have my whole life, I've loved the 4th of July. It's always been one of my favorite holidays. I love, as we talk about freedom, as we talk about, the freedom to come and go, that's what the 4th of July is all about, right? It's independence. It's our country's birth. And I love birthdays. So I, of course, love the birthday of our country. And if you're joining us, say hi. And if you've watched a replay, let me know that too. And I hope you guys are all enjoying your day. But so this year, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day. It's harder this year to feel patriotic than it has in past years because of all the stuff that's going on and all of the challenge. And I even said to somebody, it is right now I'm having a hard time finding the love of a country that has never loved me back. Me personally, right? There's always been laws against me personally. So as a pagan lesbian woman, right? So I was sort of struggling with that. I was sitting with it a little bit and trying to sort of, because I know that the things I look at, that's what I'm bringing into myself. And so I also know that our vibration, we're meant to be choosing love, and what I want to create is a vibration of love and happiness and peace and love. And so I know that in order to do that, I have to be it. So I had to really sit this week a little bit with how can I cultivate love and peace and joy when there's so much angst and fear, when there's so much that feels like wrong, or well, it's not, it feels wrong, but it's not. We're in that destruction phase. We're in that constriction. We're in the things that don't work anymore phase. So how can I cultivate love and peace in this moment and really get into the place of I love my country. And I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I'm still sitting, I'm willing to sit in the inquiry of it. Because, I mean, there are a lot of things wrong. There are a lot of things broken. There are a lot of things that have never worked for a lot of people in this country. But there's also a lot of things that do work. You know, I was listening to Carolyn Mays talk about global archetypes. And she was talking about the archetypes of the United States specifically. And we have a rebel. The country has a rebel spirit. There's pioneers, there's entrepreneurs. That's like, we're a country of that. And that's sort of true. It's certainly true up here in Massachusetts and in the Northeast. And so I tapped into those archetypes. I tapped into those spirits, that freedom. My vagabond is that's part of the culture, part of the country. That intrepid spirit that is what created this country in the first place. They set out for a new world. Originally, they set out to escape religious persecution. And the founding fathers were really, really adamant that there be a separation of church and state expressly so that we didn't have all of the war and strife that had come from so much of Europe because it was tied to religion. And that freedom, that spirit of America is what I love, is what I appreciate. And granted, they got a lot of things, even the founding fathers got a lot of things wrong. They still didn't recognize women. They still didn't recognize black and brown people and the things that were done to the indigenous people that lived here, that we just took over their land. So it wasn't exactly like we did things that we don't have, there's not a price we have to pay. You know, I recently was reading about how Pluto has made its 246-year cycle back to the place it was when America was born. back to the place where it was on July 4th, 1776. And we now have, that's a karmic cycle. We now have to face we have to reap what we've sown. We have to face the darkness and the shadow of what this country has been over the past almost 250 years. And it's up right now. It's up for us to heal. And I think that's what I've been sitting with is that you have to pay the piper. And so, okay, what is it that I have to clear out of me? What's my shadow to clear? And what do I want? How do I want to embrace the spirit of America? What is it that I want to be in the world? And like I said, what I want is the freedom, the intrepid explorer, the pioneer, the rebel. All of those they're part of me. And I've been rebelling against the status quo. Literally, by being born, I was rebelling against the status quo. So what are the aspects of America that you embody? And good and bad. Like, let's look at the shadow and the light on this. But what is it you want to birth? What is it you want to bring forward as we go? Because we're in a destruction. That's a truth. But we're also destroying so that we can be reborn. So we actually get to now co-create the country that we want, because the old one is falling away. And I don't actually know what the shape of this country looks like. I was having a conversation with my dear friend Karen the other day, and we were talking about, we don't actually know what this looks like going forward. And does the giant conglomeration of the United States survive? Who actually knows? But we get to co-create it, and it's our job to co-create it. We have to decide what kind of society we want to live in, and make that, embody it, choose those traits, really embrace, really fall in love with the things about this country that work, and absolutely make amends, do the forgiveness work to change what doesn't, and what has been broken, and what has not worked. We do have to figure out how to make restitution to Indigenous people and people with black and brown skin and women. We do have to figure out how we have taken on patriarchy ourselves, and what we're willing to get rid of in order to change that. And that's ours to own. But we also get to decide, I do want to live in a world where we can have freedom of speech, and we can have really awesome conversations, and there's a dialogue and a not a debate of like ideas, right? I want to live in a world where anybody of any religion can practice, free from anybody saying that they can't. I want everybody to have freedom and the ability to come and go as they please. I want people of all walks of life, from every color, shape, size, religion, sexual orientation, gender, it doesn't matter. I want everybody to have the same opportunities. Those are the ideals I embody, and that's what I love about this country. And so what is it that you love and do you want to see more of? And let's focus our attention there. Let's be those things. Let's embody them. Let's embrace them. And when the shadow comes up, and it will, because when I was traveling like a vagabond all week, there was a moment where I had my old defenses come in and be like, well, if you weren't, good morning, Mary, happy 4th. Trisha and Patty, thank you for watching. there's a couple moments this weekend when I was traveling, and my old demon gremlin came up and said, well, if you hadn't been traveling so much, maybe things would be different, and you're not working hard enough, and how do you expect to get ahead in business if you're vacationing all the time? I really had those thoughts, and I brought them in, and I was like, oh, here we are again. And I could have believed it, because for years and years and years I did. But then I said, nope. I said, thank you for showing up like this. Thank you for showing me again what my edge is. But we're okay right now. We're completely safe. We've done nothing wrong. It's okay to take a vacation. It's okay for me to play. That's crucial for my well-being. But I was able to embrace the shadow, embrace that nasty voice that tells me I was wrong and bad, and allow it to be, and also not own it, not take it on, not let it stop me in my tracks. So that's my message for you guys today, is today on the 4th especially, what country do you want to live in? And let's make that a reality. Let's focus our attention there. And let's also, yes, make peace with our past. Let's do our collective forgiveness and shadow work and heal so that we can go forward. I am glad you watched me. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you do get to spend time with family and friends, or just relaxing and doing whatever makes you feel happy today. If you missed it, I had my lifelong dream came true, and I had a book launch last week. I wrote a chapter in a book called Joy on Demand: Choosing Healthy Habitual Happiness. So please check that out. It's on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon Kindle for it's like 99 cents or something, and you get the hard copy book. If you get the hard copy book and you want me to sign it, I would delight in signing it for you. So Joy on Demand is my new book. It came out. I'm doing a reboot. I'm redoing the archetype class on July 21st. So if you're interested, I will post that as an event. July 21st for the archetype class. July 28th, I think that's a Wednesday, or 27th. July 27th is Chakras 101, which is going to be a really deep dive masterclass into what chakras are, how they work, how they operate. And then there's still a couple of spaces left for the Fun with Shadows class that starts in August. It starts August 15th and goes through September 8th. It'll be Thursday evenings, 4 weeks. So there's a whole bunch of opportunities, a whole bunch of classes coming up. I will be sending out an email this week, I think, with all of this information in it again. And if you've enjoyed watching, let me know. And I love you all. Have a great day.